Respect, lovely people. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Today, we are not in Mali, we are not in Burkina Faso, we are not in Niger, we are not in Ghana. We are just in the global news family. Because what is happening right now, it cut across the entire Africa, including Mali, Burkina Faso. So it cannot be limited to them. And for your information, Burkina Faso standing up to Africom is earning a result which I don't know if I should call a positive result or a negative result, in the sense that it was not only Burkina Faso who stand up to Africom. The rest of Africans joined the fight with the protests which happened and a whole lot which happened alongside. But family, something historic just happened. These small West African nations, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, who took both stands because of their stance right now. The US, the United States of America, the Great America as they call it, is now changing their top or its top military commander in Africa. Yes, General Langley is going. This news particular is not trending. Yes, it's not trending because I'll tell you why it's not trending. I'll tell you why, don't worry. But the truth is it will start trending soon. So you are hearing it from here. If this is your first time coming across this platform and you are not a subscriber of this platform, I want to let you understand that this is the voice of the new Africa, emerging with pride and dignity. Yes, the truth is you are going to love us at the end of the day. And shout out to everybody who always like the video even before watching. Not even getting to the middle, they hit the like button. Shout out to you. I appreciate that support. Respect. Now, the United States of America is changing General Langley. Yes, the African command. Family, this is more than headline. It's a sign that Pan-African resistance is shifting global power dynamics. After the confrontation of Burkina Faso to Africom, when the revolutionary leader or the revolutionary leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traoré in Burkina Faso has made it clear, not only Captain Ibrahim Traoré, but General Tiani, Assimi Goïta of Mali, they all came together and said, hey, Africa will no longer be a playground for foreign military forces. And these people did not just speak, but they've taken step by expelling French troops, shut down Western military bases in the Sahel. They publicly came out and criticized Africom, showing a fiery rejection. In this rejection, Burkina Faso's transitional government told the US directly, we don't want Africom headquarters or troops on our land. We are capable enough to defend ourselves. We don't need you on our land. We can defend ourselves. And they're taking that step by bringing out their military together, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, and they are fighting the battle, reclaiming their territory. So this came shortly after General Michael Langley, who is the head of Africom, made a strong move to strengthen US military presence across the Sahel. This was the same move which followed heavy protests in solidarity and support for Traoré of his rejection of Africom, and also allegations made by General Langley in regards to the resources of Burkina Faso being used to protect the military leadership. Now here is the twist, lovely people. Donald Trump has just nominated, or let me say Donald Trump has nominated a new general to replace Michael Langley. Yes, you heard me right. President of the United States, Donald Trump, has nominated Air Force General Davin Anderson to replace Michael Langley as the head of Africom. The black man is going, the white man is coming. And General Anderson will become the first Air Force General to lead Africom, a movement which oversees US military engagement across the continent of Africa. Currently, the nomination is awaiting Senate confirmation. About General Langley made history as the first black four-star general in the US Marine Corps, and he has led Africom since August 2022. The question, what could have led to his removal? Here it is. Recently, he spoke at a defense conference in Kenya about Donald Trump possibly merging Africom with European Command. And according to him, this would be a bad move. It will actually place Africom under European Command. So which means that Africom will be overshadowed and it will become European Command. So in the meeting, he was urging African leaders. From Kenya, he was speaking to all African leaders and African government to express support for Africom, not to allow Donald Trump to merge Africom with European Command. Because according to him, this is a bad move. and it will affect the effectiveness of Africom on the continent of Africa. That's according to him. This talk by General Langley actually may also contribute to his removal, though, as in not in support of Trump's policy in Africa kind of vibe. In regards to their commanding center, I think he's also protecting his position of being the commander of Africom. We don't know. I don't know if it is Bob Marley or Lucky Dube to tell you. Every need has some ego to feed. Every need has some ego to feed. Whoever sang that song, please put it in the comment for me. Now, secondly, watch closely what General Langley requested at the Congress, which brought problem and protest across Africa. A request which was met with rejection. He was requesting certain things to go and get the job done. You know what I'm talking about, you are Pan-Africans. Listen.
It sounds like from your testimony that Africa's in trouble. 40% rise in terrorism. What's your most pressing need that you can tell us for what we can help you with?
Senator, thanks for that question. My number one operational priority is protection of the force. And so as I stipulated in my opening statement, I focused on matching capabilities to the threat. When we match capabilities to the threat, it first calls for integrated air missile defense, and it calls for ISR. And other platforms would add to the capacity and capability of protecting the force. In closed session, I would be able to elaborate with more specificity, but all commanders always ask for those aforementioned platforms.
So you watch the things General Langley was requesting. Jet and, weapons, yeah, to get a job done because Africa is in trouble. And all Africans are like, Africa is in trouble again. Sahel is in trouble because according to Africans, last time Libya was in trouble, we saw what happened. Last time Congo was in trouble, Patrice Lumumba. Last time this person is in trouble, we know. Like Africans have read the pattern and said, no, this trouble you are mentioning and the things you are requesting, it is not going to work. South Africans say, hey, man, you know, go happen. You see? So because of this, his request and whatever thing he need to go into the Sahel to cause stability, as they call it, Africans read it differently. Said, no, we are not going to allow you there. You are not going there. You understand? And then we stood up and said, no, we are not going to allow history to repeat itself. So I think the rejection by Africans actually limited the function of General Langley. And there's a little bit of backing off officially, you know. I think it's kind of like, you can't get a job done. We are going to get someone to get a job done. Africans, you need to start watching anyhow. Because you see, let's analyze something. Under the leadership of General Langley, he emphasized, or Africom emphasized, building African-led capacity. Okay, African-led capacity in terms of stabilization and all that. At the same time, contending with rising influence from China and Russia. According to General Langley, the rise of Russia and China in Africa, their influence is a bad news to the United States. This is the bad news. It challenge and threaten their interests here in Africa. Now we'll go back to that, but why the change suddenly? Trump speak of an Air Force general reflect a shift in military strategy in Africa, possibly indicating a new priority or focus area in operation across our region, especially the Sahel. This move by Donald Trump could signal a move toward more special operations and emphasis under the new commander. As we are all waiting for General Anderson's nomination to be confirmed by the Senate before the command can officially change hands, no timeline has been set yet. That by this time there's going to be that swap will happen officially. No. Meanwhile, Africom General Langley currently will continue its mission of this anti-terrorism, partner training, and strategic regional engagement. They will continue this thing, their normal, usual thing they are doing before the changes happen. He will continue until Senate approval. One question, is this a coincidence? Maybe it might be a coincidence, but let's be honest. Pressure is building, family, and the West is being forced to recalculate its African strategy. That is it. It is the rejection of Africans and the stand that Africans are now taking. It is the result of the Pan-African power rising, which is the reason why you are seeing a change in leadership. This is not just a leadership swap, family. This is a rejection of a growing wave of Pan-African resistance, like what we are seeing emerging and germinating from the soil of Africa. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger forming a federal state of Sahel. France expelled from multiple territories across Africa. We see young leaders demanding military and economic independence. When Burkina Faso said no to Africom, it wasn't just one country resisting. It was a continent beginning to stand up. We are seeing African leaders boldly coming out these days. Recently, the United States want to bully Chad. Chad have to give it to him back and say, oh, you ban our citizens from entering into your country. We are going to use all legal means and diplomatic tools to prevent your citizens from getting into our country. And Chad did it, added the message to it that we don't have plane to offer you a jab to Ramaphosa. We don't have plane. Ramaphosa went there and be talking about plane, giving to plane to United States, blah, blah, blah. I said, no, we don't have plane to give you, but we have pride and dignity. I don't know how many of you watched that video, but if you don't know about that, let me know. I will give you detail of that in the next video. President Boko of Botswana came out and said, hey, we must go Traore way. We must all go Traore way. We are not going this direction. All of us, we are going the Traore way. John Mahama is saying that all our resources is not going to... Like, Africa is taking a standard. Or let me say, Africa is taking a stand or setting a standard. A standard which is causing a shift in global politics. So Langley's departure may be framed as routine, but the timing matters. Africom is losing influence. And African nations are finally asking questions. Questions like, why are American troops here in the first place? And when Africans don't like the answer, they act boldly, like what we saw in Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, Senegal. The one which is happening in Ivory Coast is a camouflage. This shows us one thing. Africa is no longer afraid. That is what it shows us. This is not just about military command. It's about who gets control or who gets to control African security, its resources, and its future. One big question again, what was Africom created for? Is it to protect African interests? No.
General Langley, can you talk about why we care about what's happening in Africa right now?
Thanks for the question, Senator. For access and influence.
According to this video, it is to protect the interests of the United States. But right now, Africa is protecting itself from Africom. Woo! That is the truth. Burkina Faso stands and Langley's replacement. This sent a clear message to Washington that this is the new Africa. Africa can no longer continue being a battlefield. We have to control our own future. Let the world watch Africa. Africa is not just resisting. Africa is rebuilding itself. Our leaders are now coming out and trying to make some changes. Boko is stressed. Boko is stressed out. The man is stressed with the democratic governance. The rest are saying no more foreign bases. When African leaders are trying to keep foreign bases, the citizens are saying no. No more external command. We don't want anybody to dictate to us from any country over there. We want to dictate our future. It is time for a united sovereign and Pan-African military doctrine. We don't need Africom on the continent of Africa. This is what Africans are saying. We want our own military to protect us. Like Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, when they join together and then they are protecting each other and reclaiming their lands. If you stand for strong, independent Africa, you need to lie. Unless you say, no, you are not part of this movement. But if you are part of it and you love this movement, like, share, and subscribe. Drop your thought also below. Let's answer this question. Should Africom still exist in Africa? Until next time, stay bold, stay awake, and stay Pan-African.